Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for coming to Ignite, and thank you for coming to our session about Microsoft Endpoint Manager. My name is Terrell Cox. I'm a Director of Program Management.
Hi, I'm Paul Mayfield, also Director of Program Management for Microsoft Endpoint Manager.
Hi, I'm Scott Duffy. I'm Director of Demos.
Thanks, Scott. And speaking of demos, brace yourselves. This is an action-packed session. We have a ton of demos to share with you today. This is actually a two-part session. So this is part one, and then part two of our overview of Microsoft Endpoint Manager begins at 10:15. So please stick around. The session we're doing right now is going to cover productivity scenarios, and then session two at 10:15 is going to focus a lot more on security and data protection. And with that, I'll hand it off to Paul.
Okay, great. So we'll just spend 10 minutes doing some brief introduction, some brief framing, and then we're going to get right into the demos, as Terrell said. So, System Center Configuration Manager. I think a lot of folks in this audience are really familiar with this solution. It's the leading PC management solution in the industry. It's present and actively managing the majority of commercial devices if they're managed at all. It's really great at software deployment and OS deployment, task sequences, configuration management. And over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of discussion in the industry about modern management. And there have been a lot of questions that we've heard from our customers about the relationship of Config Manager to modern management. So what is modern management? Well, if you attended Brad Anderson's keynote session yesterday, you would have seen this slide. This is our articulation of what modern management is. It includes having cloud intelligence at the core of what you do, helping improve your security, connecting the IT team with the security team, improving the end user experience, all the things that are listed on the slide. But one of the things I want you to notice what's not missing or not listed on the slide. What's not listed on the slide is replace your mission critical infrastructure to get these values. And that has been one of the big motivating things behind Microsoft Endpoint Management. We believe you can take your existing SCCM infrastructure and bring these values to it from the cloud if you're already a Config Manager customer and you're relying on that mission-critical infrastructure. We have some ways that we go from where you are today to getting that. If you are not a Config Manager customer, so this is the minority of the industry, then you can go straight to a cloud-only infrastructure, do your PC and mobile device management using Intune. If you are a Config Manager customer, then you can just attach Config Manager to Intune and get all of the values from modern management in your SCCM deployment. Also, if you're a Config Manager customer, you can attach Config Manager to Intune, but provision new devices as cloud-only. So you can mix and match in your environment whether a device is serviced from cloud infrastructure, serviced from on-premise infrastructure, or both. And these are all supported cases. We are investing heavily both in Config Manager and in Intune and all the other endpoint management tools that we have, such as Desktop Analytics and Autopilot. And we're doing this both for physical and virtual devices. So because we have these paths to achieving the modern management values, that is why we have introduced Microsoft Endpoint Manager. The idea behind Microsoft Endpoint Manager is that we will give you one administrative surface to bring together the value that Microsoft Intune brings, the value that Config Manager brings, and the value of all of our other endpoint management tools, such as Autopilot and Desktop Analytics. Intune will play the role of providing the cloud infrastructure. Config Manager will be the intelligent edge of this solution and will handle air-gap scenarios, local WAN optimization. You can continue to use that infrastructure as part of Microsoft Endpoint Management. And finally, we are bringing more and more of those cloud values and promises through analytics, through Autopilot, bringing the cloud intelligence to the environment that you have. Okay? So here is a quick list, and in the interest of time and wanting to get to demos, I won't go through these in details. But these are the sorts of scenarios that you get by taking advantage of these modern values from the cloud today, be it through Configuration Manager attached to Intune or through Intune by itself. You get risk-based access control, the full ability to have conditional access on your PCs and mobile devices in a similar way. You get our zero-touch provisioning, including our Autopilot scenarios. You get intelligent security, the ability to have the actions you take in endpoint management accrue to your secure score, the ability to manage your encryption, manage your ATP and other SecAdmin things, and we'll be demoing that in part 2. You get advanced analytics. Hopefully you've seen our new technology experience score. We'll give a brief highlight demo of that here, and there's a breakout session later today. You get unified endpoint management. Whoops, excuse me. You get unified endpoint management, which is bringing all of your PCs, Macs, and Android and Windows together, and having one administrative surface for that. And then finally, you get integration with the entire Microsoft 365 suite. So you'll get standard role-based admin. You'll get a standard API, which is Graph, which is RESTful for building on top of Microsoft 365, PowerShell automation. So we have a long list of things, and we'll be demoing cloud content optimization in just a moment here. So to make the attachment of Config Manager and Intune easier for folks that have Config Manager today, we've announced a new licensing construct that we are giving out at the conference. And I've got some details on it here. If you have Config Manager covered by Software Assurance, and you've got AADP1, then you can enroll your PCs into Intune in co-management scenarios without even having to have an Intune license now. And this, I think, shows sort of the commitment to having this converged system, Microsoft Endpoint Manager, where you can have your existing infrastructure attached to the cloud and start pulling in these new values. This will be available at the beginning of December, and all you need to do to take advantage of it is have your AAD tenant set up, co-management configured through SCCM, and then you'll start to see your SCCM content show up in the Microsoft Endpoint Manager web experience. And we'll be demoing that in just a moment. Now, the point of getting all of our endpoint management together, the point of focusing on these modern values is to enable you to have a whole new experience for your end users. And we have been working with our Microsoft Managed Desktop team to define a standard for how you could provide a Microsoft 365 native experience on your endpoints. What this native experience will do is allow you to take advantage of the security and management and identity services that are part of Microsoft 365 without having to have dozens of agents running on the machine, contending for resources and slowing things down. So as we have put Microsoft native experiences, Microsoft 365 native experiences into different customer environments, we have seen these dramatic results. An 85% reduction in boot time, 2x battery life. I mean, it's just, the experience is great. You can have a machine that boots in under 15 seconds, which is faster than a lot of mobile devices. In fact, we have surveyed, working with Qualtrics, the end users that were having that experience on their endpoints. They were feeling way more likely that they're getting the best experience on their PCs. Their Net Promoter Score went through the roof. And they actually felt more valued by their organization for being given this kind of experience at work. And in a war for talent, this becomes really, really important. Okay? So not only are we bringing the end user experience up with our modern management and with our cloud attachment, but we're also focusing on getting the IT experience converged as well. So there's a single console for Microsoft 365, which is admin.microsoft.com. The admin.microsoft.com has just a few specialist centers, and we're not adding to that list because we want to keep this as kind of simple and focused as possible. One of the specialist centers is the Endpoint Management Center. This is the admin center for Microsoft Endpoint Manager. This is where you're going to see Intune have its data show up, Config Manager have its data show up, Analytics, Autopilot, all of the endpoint management tools we have will show up in one consistent place as part of the Microsoft 365 administration experience. We've been working, for the past year or more with customers, probably some of the folks here in this room, to try and get the experience for that right. And if you want to be part of the process and the journey with us to define how these admin workflows work and the design of how our systems come together, there's a URL here on the slide that you could follow and sign up to do that. And we'll have folks actively at the conference in focus groups discussing these very things. So I encourage you to take a look at that and join us in the journey. And with that, I'm going to welcome back our Director of Demos. Yeah, and Terrell.
Hi, everyone. Oh,
And we're going to do cloud attach.
I'm not supposed to be on stage right now. Sorry, I'll see y'all in a minute.
The first demo that we're going to show you is the actual attachment of Config Manager to Intune. And the reason you do this is how you bring that cloud intelligence to your Config Manager deployment. This is how you get a unified endpoint management experience from a web-based thing. And it's even a way to give the SCCM community something they've been asking for a long time, which is the ability to administer out of a web-based console, right? So with that, Scott is going to click us over to the Microsoft Endpoint Management Console. What you'll see here is a list of devices, and the devices may be managed by MDM, meaning that's an Intune managed device. They may be managed by MDM or Config Manager together, that's co-managed. They may be Config Manager by itself. Even your servers and your Windows 7 devices can show up in this experience. Or you can show even third party. There's a Jamf managed device in this tenant as well. So let's show you a pragmatic way to take advantage of this in your environments. We're going to the troubleshooting experience. You can imagine this is an experience you'd provide for your help desk people. Scott's searching for user in the system, and we're going to see the different devices that Aubrey has. You'll see one of these devices is managed by Config Manager. So if we click on that, you get a detailed look at, again, this is not even enrolled into Intune. This is a Config Manager only device, but it's surfacing in the Microsoft Endpoint Management Console through that cloud attachment. We can go to the Device Explorer and see, first of all, at the top, there's a set of actions like sync machine policy. If you were to click on that button, it would actually reach down to the Config Manager site server and cause the refresh of the on-premise client of its policy. Down below, you can see a breakout of here's the operational log from Config Manager put into a timeline. You can click on collections and see the SCCM collections that were assigned to that device. Click on applications, see the discovered software that's been put onto the device. Click on inventory, the full set of inventory that SCCM has brought up. So again, this is the cloud-based infrastructure reaching down on-premise and pulling this data up to the web experience through the attachment of Config Manager to Intune. Finally, if folks here are familiar with CM Pivot, it's one of the greatest features we shipped in Config Manager in recent history. This is real-time querying of diagnostic data. Scott's going to run a query to see the IP configuration of a client. This is going to reach down to the SCCM infrastructure, issue the command to pull the IP configuration, and then display it here. So really kind of straightforward way, if you needed to use this as part of a help desk scenario, you'd be able to pull it right down. So hopefully that gives you a taste of what we're doing for cloud attachment. We have a breakout happening Thursday at 12:45 where we're going to go deeper on this, so make sure you stop by and have a look at that as well. We're super excited. Now let's talk about another scenario that you can achieve through cloud content optimization. In the last one, we talked about adding a value to Config Manager that would come through the attachment. Now let's show you a value that can come to Intune through the attachment. So this is going to be the ability to pull cloud content, including Office Pro Plus updates, Windows updates, Win32 apps, from SCCM distribution points onto Intune managed PCs. And they could be co-managed, they could be Intune only, but they'll be able to use the local distribution infrastructure to pull their content in an optimized way. To show you this, we're going to pull up the Config Manager console. The first thing to do is to configure the Microsoft Managed Cache onto the distribution point. So double click, and when that comes up, you'll see the options for enabling that cache. You just have to enable it, select the drive where you want the content to be stored, and select the amount of disk space you want to allocate. So the idea here is that through delivery optimization, the peers are doing peer-to-peer caching of content, but when they discover the local cache, they'll also have their content replicated to the cache so that if one of the peers leaves the network, the content's still locally available for the next peer that comes in. So with this configuration, we've enabled it on the distribution point. We then configure the SCCM clients. Looks like our Wi-Fi might be a little bit slow.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
a bit laggy at the moment.
Yeah. I'll talk to this in case it gets stuck here, but there's a configuration then for your SCCM clients where you say, I want you to take advantage, again, of the Microsoft Managed Cache on the distribution points. And now those clients can start to pull down things like the Office Pro Plus update payloads, again, from the local distribution point. And then finally, we're back in the Microsoft Endpoint Management console in the web, and we'll configure the Intune clients to also take advantage of that. So Scott is creating a Windows 10 device configuration profile. He's going to select Windows 10 of the operating system, and the type will be the delivery optimization configuration. And all you have to do to get your Intune devices to take advantage of that local cache content is to program the fully qualified domain name of the distribution points into this configuration. So this was the one that we just added by adding ignite2019contoso.com. Your Intune clients will now start to pull from the local DPs as well. Okay. So that's the cloud content optimization. I think you get, is it on 5? Okay. The next scenario that we're going to show you is Autopilot. Autopilot is if you're not familiar, the way to provision your devices over the air so that you can start to pay less cost in doing the imaging management and the traditional OS deployment methods. It's an experience where a hardware vendor will register a device in our service. And when the device is unpackaged and booted up for the first time, the device talks to our service, finds out that it's part of your tenant, the user's prompted for your credentials, and then all the provisioning happens over the air. One of the new capabilities that we're introducing to Autopilot is the ability to have what we call a white glove experience, where IT can receive the device first, bring it up on the corporate network, have all of the app payloads and profiles downloaded and cached onto the device, then repackaged and given to the end user. That way the end user has a 1 to 2 minute experience to go from receiving a brand new device to being fully operational. We're pretty excited for this experience. So we'll be talking about that in a breakout later today. We also have another breakout talking about the Surface firmware management that's available through Autopilot, so I encourage you to check that out as well. So we are now in the Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center again. Scott's going to create an Autopilot profile, and he's going to just enable the white glove experience in it to show you where that option would be. It's pretty simple. Second to the last is allow white glove UBI. By configuring that, assigning it to the new devices in our service, you get the ability to have Autopilot white glove as your scenario. The other thing to note here is this drop down where you can choose between having the device be Azure AD joined versus hybrid Azure AD joined. So you can now support devices that are joined to your local on-premise directory in addition to Azure Active Directory for Autopilot. Okay? And of course, you can provision into co-management as well. Now, one of the pieces of feedback we've received from a lot of our users is that they would like help with the troubleshooting of Autopilot. To demonstrate that, we'll go to the Devices node and show you a new report we have for Autopilot troubleshooting. And from there, you'll see here's the list of all the devices. And Scott will pick one that has had an error and show you how we can show you why that provisioning case failed. And in this case, let's see, we have a failure, and it's because the user was not found or wasn't licensed. So we can go diagnose from there. Okay, so that's Autopilot. And I know this is a lot, but we got a lot of content to get through, so we'll keep moving forward. The next is the experience score. Once you have SCCM attached to Intune, once you have your devices provisioned to the cloud, we start to receive a bunch of signal that lets us perform analytics and help improve your environment and bring the cloud intelligence to your deployment. That's why we have introduced the technology experience score. Make sure you go to the breakout on this one. This is one of our biggest announcements at the conference. We're super excited by this new capability. Scott's going to click us over to the Endpoint Manager Admin Center again, where you can see the experience score start to show up. Here we have a boot time report. So we're seeing that this tenant has a score from 0 to 100 of 71 on how fast its boot is going. It also has a relative baseline of 50, meaning compared to all other devices that we have in our pilot, it's better than those as well. And you can see some of the reasons that or how some of that breaks down, because we measure the boot of the device separate from the group policy application, separate from the quieting of the desktop after sign-in. so that the device is ready to be used. And if we click over on the insights and recommendations, we can show you the devices that have different models, which ones are having the slowest boot times. Is the issue here? This recommendation was to start using solid disk drives instead of hard drives, so we can see which models would benefit most from that. You can start to make procurement decisions that can optimize for productivity. Maybe an extra $100 on a solid state drive would be made up for in gain time and productivity pretty quickly, right? We also want to show you quickly our proactive remediations. We have just 6 scripts that are running in our private preview right now, and they do pretty basic things like make sure that group policy has been properly applied, that Office is properly activated, that the VPN in this case is checking out. With just these simple scripts deployed, we're seeing double-digit reductions in help desk at a pretty large scale, so we're pretty excited about the potential here. This is a start. This is new technology. We are going to add the number of proactive remediations we do, so that next year at Ignite, this is going to be a very long list, and we're going to start taking advantage of all that analytics and signal to make sure that we're providing the right kind of experience and the right kind of proactive remediation. So that is a wrap-up of the sorts of things we're doing on the PC side of the house. Welcome Terrell back on the stage for the mobile side of the house, and we're going to show you a bunch more demos of the things we've been doing in Endpoint Manager.
Thanks, everyone. I just couldn't wait to get back on stage to share with you about our Android management scenarios, so forgive me for hopping on too soon. With Microsoft Endpoint Manager, we support a number of different scenarios for the Android devices in your environment, both for personally owned devices as well as corporate procured. So for personally owned devices, we support Intune app protection policies, as well as Android Enterprise work profiles. So app protection policies is a great choice for personally owned devices where all you want to do is to protect the corporate data and apps on the device. But if you need additional configurations such as deploying certs or Wi-Fi profiles, then the Android Enterprise work profile is a good choice for you. For your corporate procured devices, we support both Android Enterprise Dedicated as well as fully managed. The dedicated scenario is optimized for your kiosk devices and, for example, task worker optimized devices. And then the fully managed device is for your knowledge workers when your IT organization wants to fully manage that device, configure it, and get it exactly how you need it. And so with that, I'm going to give you a demo of what the fully managed experience looks like. Great. So this device has been enrolled and is fully managed with Android Enterprise. And you can see that my home screen has been customized to where the end user can only see the apps that have been deployed to them. So first I'm going to start off by opening the Play Store. These are all of the apps that have been provisioned to this end user. And as you can see, that one of these is actually a web app as well, which we can provision through Managed Google Play. Now I'm going to open up the Android Device Policy app. This is the native agent on the device that is used to manage Android Enterprise. And you can see that 11 apps have been provisioned to this device, and I'm blocked from being able to factory reset, so that has been disabled for me. So let's switch over and take a look at what that experience is like for the end user. So I'm going to compare this to a Mac Mini device that has been enrolled with Endpoint Manager. And that device, you can remove it from management. That option is available to me through the company portal. However, if I switch over to the device that I'm demonstrating right now, so the JBranch Samsung Note 10, you will see that while I can rename the device, I'm not allowed to reset it or remove it from management. And that's because this device has been locked down for full management. Great. So one of the other values that we've discussed, if we could switch back to the slides, thank you. So one of the other scenarios that we support with Android management is OEM config, and this enables you to support all of the specific OEM settings that come out with all the various models, makes and models of Android devices. So Scott's going to help show the experience in the admin console. This is an experience that we released earlier this year, and we're going to start off in the Android section, and we're going to create a configuration profile. Now, the beauty of OEM config is that all of the little custom settings that are available are surfaced through Endpoint Manager via the schema. And we've created a custom UI in the console that populates based on that schema. So we'll select Android Enterprise, OEM config. These are the different OEMs that we support today, and we're continually adding. Let's take a look at Samsung Knox to start off. So we'll click on Knox and click OK. And this now is pulling the information and will populate based on what settings are surfaced to us. So for example, you can configure debug mode if you would like, VPN policy. Every one of these you click, you configure on, it'll drill down and show you the more detailed settings. So why don't we switch over to Zebra, because that's a more complex scenario. Great. So Zebra OEM config, as this one loads up, you'll notice you need to configure the transaction steps, and that's what actually opens up the details for us. And we're going to add some settings. And a pretty common scenario for Zebra is to enable Bluetooth. So we're going to go into that, allow your end users to discover Bluetooth, and allow them to pair as well. And you get a feel for the possibilities here. The great thing about this is as these different OEMs add new settings, they'll automatically be surfaced through our console on day 0. So let's switch back. Great. So I'm going to switch gears now and talk about iOS and iPadOS management. Similar to Android, we offer a number of different scenarios for your personally owned devices as well as your corporate procured devices in your environment. For personally owned, we of course support Intune app protection policies, which we think is great. It's a great way of protecting your corporate data and apps without, with keeping a nice clean line between the personal data on the device. We now support user enrollment, which is available in public preview. This is a new enrollment option that Apple released with the version 13 OS update. We support device enrollment, which is more the classic MDM enrollment that many of you are familiar with. And we also support automated device enrollment, which used to be more commonly called DEP, so that's probably what you're familiar with. So in the next session, we're going to drill in a bit more on the experience for user enrollment. But in this session, let's show a bit more about the settings configurations that are available on iOS and iPadOS. So we're going to go to Devices and click on iOS and Configuration Policies, create a profile, and Platform. Now notice that this says iOS and iPadOS, and this is because all of the settings that apply to both, the vast majority of settings apply to both iOS and iPadOS, but the admin experience will note when there's some custom settings that are really specific to iPadOS for you. So we're going to go under Device Restrictions and App Store, just for example. And you can see how we've grouped these settings. Now, this is a way that we're optimizing and streamlining the admin experience for you. There's just so much richness in terms of the settings and configuration available in iOS and iPadOS that people were having trouble finding what they were looking for. So we now group based on enrollment type. You can see the first section shows all enrollment types. Then we have it broken down by device enrollment and automated enrollment. Great. So be sure to check out the breakout sessions for iPadOS and also for Android tomorrow. Let's talk a bit about macOS now. I'm going to get my device running. So there are two scenarios for Mac management. You can either use Intune to manage the full device, or you can use Jamf if you have more complex scenarios. With Intune, we've been investing heavily to ensure that you can manage your Mac devices to the fullest extent possible with the MDM platform. But if you have more complex scenarios, say you have really complicated apps that you need to deploy, then Jamf is a great choice for you. Both of these scenarios, you can use Intune to check compliance before you allow access to your corporate resources. And so it's really up to you which one makes the most sense. Now, what I'm going to demo for you today is, as I said, we've really been doubling down on MDM platform support of macOS. But what we hear from our customers is that often there are a couple of extra things that you need to do, and being able to deploy a script would be really handy. So this is a prototype, okay? So don't judge the UI. This is something that we'll be releasing early next year, but I wanted to actually show you how performant this is and what the experience will be like. So for this prototype, I first need to install the agent. When this is actually released, this agent will be part of the company portal, so the end user won't need to install anything special. But watch, because this is going to happen pretty quickly. When I click Install Software, it's going to install the agent. It's going to connect up to our Intune scripting service, pull down a script, and execute it on the device. So assuming the demo Wi-Fi is running in my favor, this should happen pretty quickly. And, it's not happening as quickly. Oh, it's about to change. Ta-da, it did it. Okay, so as you can see, the script was really simple. All it did was change the wallpaper on my device, but this is really to demonstrate for you that Intune Mac Management is enterprise ready. All right, let's switch back. There is a theater session on Mac Management available on Thursday if you want to see more about those capabilities. All right, so as we're talking about Mac, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about Office Pro Plus management. So with the Office Pro Plus, you really are giving the best possible experience to your end users in terms of being able to keep them up to date and provide the level of management capability that they need. Office Pro Plus is supported on both Mac as well as Windows. And Scott's going to show us a little bit of the administrative experience for deploying this. Great. So the first thing we're going to do is add the app to Microsoft Endpoint Manager in the Admin Center. We're going to select this. We're going to start with Mac OS. Give it a name. Make sure you put in a description. That's always important. And all we need to do is add it, and we're done. Now we're going to show you the experience for Windows. So the app type is going to be Windows 10. And we'll provide a name and a description. And then on Windows, what we're going to do is configure the app suite. So you can decide exactly which apps you want to include, and you can even include things like Visio. Great. So the next thing we're going to do is configure the updates. You can decide the frequency. So whether that be monthly or semi-annually, we're going to choose semi-annually in this case. And click OK. So now that we have the app added to Microsoft Endpoint Manager, now we're going to switch over and do some configuration. So switching to Windows and configuration policies, we're going to create a new profile. And we're just going to call it Office Settings for Windows. Select your platform, so Windows 10 and later. And we're using administrative templates. So let's take a look at all the possible settings that are available with Office. As you can see, I think there's something like 75 pages worth of settings that you can use to configure this. But luckily, you can filter. So what we're going to do in this example is we're going to enable Design Ideas, which is a new feature with PowerPoint, which I use all the time, by the way. You can do a quick search, find Design Ideas, and enable that by default for all your end users. Great. Okay. So with that, I want to thank you so much. We've gone through a ton of content and a number of demos. I know it was something of a whirlwind, and I hope that it just gave you a taste of all the different capabilities that are available for you with Microsoft Endpoint Manager, more from a device management, configuration, and productivity standpoint. As Paul described in his intro, we are really making sure that you can deliver an experience to your end users that they love, and that you have the tools that you need to be as productive as possible in your IT organization. And most importantly, we want to make sure that Microsoft Endpoint Manager is trusted. You can rely on us to deliver the reliability, the security, the protections, and the quality of service you need to keep your business running. And lastly, a core part of our value proposition is our M365 integration. So as Paul described, the integration that we have from the admin console perspective, all of our services are built on top of the Graph API, so that enables you to do the great automation and richness that's available, including PowerShell. We have role-based access control, so that you can tailor the experiences for different roles within your IT organization. And with that, thank you so much for coming. Please stick around for part 2 of this session, where we're going to describe a lot more about data protection, security, and resource access. Thank you.